And we're live. Live, live, live. We are live. I got to shave. Just noticed that. Don't have my hat on either. Oh well. I'm over that with a quickness. It is gloomy and miserable and yucky out. And I'm not going out. So, there's that. So what's everyone doing on this gloomy, miserable, rotten, rainy, yucky Sunday morning? What's up, John? It's very yucky and gloomy and rainy and yucky and rainy and gloomy and, yucky. Oh, here. It's actually not cold. It's like 45, which is the Floridian types will say that's cold, but for here it's warm-ish, especially this time of year. So I got to figure out how to spool off this big ass roll. This big ass roll. Brought to you by IC3D. What's up, Dan? I gotta figure it out. What is up, Joe? Anyone want to jump in? It is Sunday morning. I think some of you guys should jump in and hang out. A broom and chairs. I actually thought about that. But all my chairs in this house have arch backs. I could put it between two seats. I'm actually thinking I've got some skateboard bearings, left over from the. I don't want to go up there at all. I don't want to drive there. Why can't life just be simple? Anyway, I can use bearings. Trying to deal with my mother and the whole catastrophe. My aunt. Oh boy. Yeah. Sidetracked, sorry. Yeah. I think I'm gonna build one of them, old-fashioned rollery ones, just really big. And then I can just 3D print it out of maybe this. And I don't know. I don't think I can spool it off with a broom handle in the middle. I don't think it'll spin enough that I could do any kind of, unless I literally sat there and hand rolled it off. I don't think it's too damn heavy. I don't think it would spin. I think it would literally break the filament. I did make a little spool core for it that I can put screws in, but I don't even know if that'll work. I can put a screw that sticks out and set it in something and get it to spool. And there's another end to it somewhere. There's a cat. So it just snaps on here and like this end did. There's just a center core. This slides in there. There's another one right here. This one slides in there. Put a screw or bolt or something in each end and then set it on something. This is what I use for spool holders now. Just not that big. And they work. So, yeah, I don't know. My poor aunt. Going to Costco's. Why? I'm avoiding Costco's with a passion. Costco's around here is stupid because everyone's going to Costco's. I discovered Costco's doesn't have anything, and the little local stores have stuff because everyone's going to Costco and just assuming because Costco doesn't have it, nobody has it. So our regular grocery stores are better stocked than Costco's is. Hot dogs and pizza. There you go. I guess that's a good thing. I'm going to shave and get a haircut. Maybe I'll grow a beard. Yeah, I don't like beards. I've had them. They're just itchy and scratchy and dirty and disgusting. I need to cut my hair. Getting that 70s hippie look. Plastic bag settling over there. I got a coffee actually, but I also have juice. I couldn't decide which one I wanted. I've cut my own hair too, and yeah, no. Floby John. Yeah, I usually buzz cut it twice a year. I usually do it right about now. My neighbor usually does it for me, but I haven't really been bothering her because, well, she's a nurse. And so the last month or so, I haven't even really. I went down there and talked to him the other day with my father's issues, but other than that, I haven't even been bothering her because I've just been leaving her the hell alone because between her son being home with no school and her mother being a nutcase and her being a nurse, she needs to just be left the hell alone. Morning quarantinis. Yeah. So there is that. I think I'll just shave my head. I mean, go bald again. I've done it a few times. Every couple of years, I just do it. This time of year, I usually do it in the spring when it gets warm. Usually right around March, April. I might. My hair is stiff like a toilet brush. Okay, then. Why am I picturing you sticking your head in the toilet and going like this? John. Oh, that would be funny. Yeah, it is actually here. It's not illegal, but there is no barber open around here. We only actually there is a barber here in town. Hairdressers and stuff are shut down. They're talking because we're right at the edge of the epicenter. It's basically in the state now, real heavy because of New York City. We're right on the edge of New York City. Fairfield County is heavily closed down, and our governor is now talking. Our governor is now talking about shutting the borders down. So, and of course, my family's going to drive me nuts right when I try and live stream. Stay for a short means I don't have to go at all today, then I'm willing to do that. Sorry, I got to do this. This is all. Sorry, I have to do this. This is dealing with my father and trying to stay the hell out of it, and they're putting me in the middle of it anyways, and I'm just trying to stay the hell out of it. Anyway, yeah. We're not in lockdown, but we are highly. The governor's trying not to be forceful here. He's trying to say use common sense, but there are people in the cities being idiots. And he's having the National Guard / the police go into these parties and politely break them up. He's trying not to make it a law. He doesn't want to enforce anything. He wants people to just use their heads, but there are stupid people that aren't using their heads. So, there are some people just not being intelligent. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. He's leaving it as a day-to-day. Let's see if people can be intelligent enough to follow common sense. I mean, it's just common sense now. Just don't be an idiot. But whatever. Anyway, let's get back on to juice and coffee and filament. See, I do have the juice right here. Juice. Just haven't drank it yet because while I was doing other things, talking to my aunt and my mother, I was getting coffee. And the coffee's horrendous because anyone that tells you that fat-free half and half is good is full of crap. Fat-free half and half is milk. What makes half and half is the cream fat. You take the fat out, it's just milk. But you don't like milk in my coffee. I want half and half of my coffee or heavy cream. Sorry, I don't put a lot in it, but I need it there. It cuts the bitter off. Milk does not cut the bitter off. Anyway, done whining. Let's talk about filament. How am I going to spool off this print filament? Yeah, I don't know. Yes, I like that they're having more colors. The problem is everyone's doing the same base colors. They're all greens and reds and blues. They're not like, we need more like burgundies and deep forest greens, and everyone does green, red, blue, orange, black, yellow, white. Yeah, they're slight different tones, but they're basically the same thing. Yeah, I gotta have half and half or heavy cream in my coffee, and you can't get it around here right now. When I went to the store, I don't know why. Plenty of milk. Milk is abundant. I can get milk anywhere. Half and half, true half and half. All there is fat-free half and half. And I was like, it's close enough. No, it's just milk. It's really expensive freaking milk. It's not half and half. And there was heavy cream, and I didn't want to buy it because I'm trying to, and there is a little bit of difference. But I think what I'll do is get heavy cream and mix it with milk, which makes half and half because that's what half and half is. And that way I can stretch out the heavy cream. No butter. No, that's just a little too gross for me. A little too oily. They used to do that. I used to work at a French restaurant. I worked at a French restaurant for years and years and years, like 15 years. Like, I started out as a dishwasher, and I ended up being the most expensive dishwasher they ever had because I actually started cooking. And I did both because it was one of these super uppity, 4-star snobby, snooty French restaurants. And during the week, they'd only get like 10 or 12 people in, which they still stay open for because they, a meal there was minimum. The average dinner there was like $400 or $500 for 2 people. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. A friend of mine was a chef. That's how I started dishwashing there. And eventually they're like, why don't we save money in the winter when there's only 10 or 12 people? Tom knows how to cook. He can help me. Me and him can handle it. And the owner was like, really? You think so? He's like, yeah, let's give it a shot and see what he can do. And I just naturally can cook halfway decent. I wouldn't say I'm the best cook in the world, but I do all right. I'm better at the desserty, bakey, ice creamy, making the fancy sweets and stuff like that. So that's what I did. He made all the dinners and I made all the desserts. And then at the end of the night, I did all the dishes, which, if you have 12 tables, that's 24 dishes. Take me maybe an hour. But he kind of split my pay because I was a dishwasher, but I was also a cook. So the cooks were in the 20s, $25 an hour, and the dishwasher was in the $5 to $10 an hour. So I was like a $15, $16 an hour employee. No matter what I did, I got the same pay, which in the 80s was a lot. That was a big, and I only did it on the weekends and a couple of weeknights. That was my part-time job. But I did almost 15 years I did that. Usually Tuesday and Wednesday night, and then Friday and Saturday night. And then I was carpenter Monday through Friday. And I worked a video store on Saturday and Sunday mornings. I was a busy person back when I was young. Anyway, back to Filament. Let's reinvent the filament. Keep on the filament. Actually, we did serve escargot. We served all kind of French stuff. But anyways, there was a couple people that did the butter in the freaking coffee. That's disgusting. I'm sorry. That's just gross. But you can actually use, if I put heavy cream in my coffee, I generally don't add sugar or very, very little sugar. If I just use half and half or milk, I put a spoon or two of sugar in it. Cut the bitter down. If I use heavy cream, I'll put like a half a spoon of sugar just to keep it from being totally bitter. But heavy cream's sweet anyways. Yeah. Anyway, so I got to figure out what to do with this filament. I got to spool it off and give it away. Well, that's the other thing. How am I going to do if I'm using, because I have done it a few times. I've done the raffle-y, do it here in the live stream thing, but I don't think I can do that using StreamYards. Yeah, the natural sugar's not. Sure. Either or. I use a white sugar because it's usually cheaper and easier to get a hold of. I don't mind the natural sugar. It tastes kind of okay. I end up using more of it because it's not as sweet. Sugar is sugar is sugar. Once you've made sugar, it's not natural anymore. It's just less processed. It's still processed. Unless it's a stick of freaking grass that sugar cane is. Yeah, but I don't think I have Nightbot on, but I don't think it works with StreamYards. I don't think it turns on or something. I don't know. I don't even remember how to get Nightbot up. I turned it on years and years ago. So look. Nightbot. Log in. I already turned it on once. Log in with YouTube. Sure. Google accounts. Yeah. Allow. I can't use OBS. I can't stream and use OBS. It just my computer's too wimpy. Join chat. Sure that you have my Nightbot in the channel. If Nightbot is not a moderator, it cannot function properly. Sure. Can't use Streamlabs. Can't use OBS. Can't use any of those. They suck up too much processing power on my poor little itty-bitty computer. So it should actually be working right now. But I don't think it is. Coming soon. Recent events. Top chatter. Nobody. Top commands. None. Part channel. Commands. Custom. Buy me a coffee. Everyone. Default. Giveaways. Song requests. Spam protection, timers, integration, dashboard, top chatter, nobody, top command, none, timeouts recently, coming soon. Is it doing anything yet? I don't know. I gotta figure that out. Maybe I'll do that right now. Yeah, you're kind of in the middle of sugar country. You're actually more in the middle of orange country, aren't you? Isn't that area of Florida more orange groves than sugar cane? How far down Florida are you? Shower's heading my way. It's been freaking raining all morning. It's actually not actually raining right now, but it's like windy and not cold. It's just clammy from the freaking blah. I mean, it's cold. It's 45 degrees out Fahrenheit, which is not warm, but it's not cold. I actually like 45, 50. I'm happy. 45 to 60 degrees, I'm good. 45, 50 at night is awesome. 60 during the day, awesome. Yeah, and veggies. Well, we have veggies up here too, but nothing's growing right now. Yeah, and it's windy and just wet, and it's not cold, but you feel colder just because it's like clammy and yucky, and look, it's just yucky out. I don't want to go out there. So yeah, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna spool off the house and Lake Okabachi on the west coast. So you're on the west coast, so you're towards the Gulf. Yeah, screw you and your 91. Actually, no, I don't like 91. No, I don't have a milk crate. I thought of all that stuff already. I really don't have anything to do it with. I'm gonna have to make something. I mean, I got bunches of plywood and crap out in the garage. It's yucky out, and I don't want to go out there. What is up, Sergio? Yeah. So there's that. And then I got to figure out how I'm going to give it all away. And I may have another issue because I haven't heard from Exoslides in a while. So I don't even know if they're still in on it. And they were my major motion system. Or maybe out of motion system. Which might be an issue. I wonder if I can just design my own exo slides, because that printer sort of is. Those little red motion units are kind of I'm using V-Groove, but I could just move the wheels up onto the sidewalls and make my own kind of exo slide style setup. Maybe. I've done stupider things. 71. Must be nice. Anyway, it's 10:30. I gotta figure out what everyone's doing. My brother is not coming down because stupid too. Although maybe not, but totally up to him. I must think about how I'm going to pull it off. And what am I going to spool it onto? I don't want to put it on spools because they just weigh a lot. And then I got to pay for shipping, or somehow it's got to get shipped. Or if I do the master spool style, it should be cheaper to ship. He's in Boston area. He's just up above Boston, Billerica. What is up, Viking? So, yeah. Hey, look at my awesome shirt. Is my bike okay? If you're a mountain biker, you get this. I used to be a big mountain biker back in the 4 or 5 years ago before my legs went all bad. And I got fat. I was already kind of fat, but by that point, I was less fat. Are you going to slice it and then butter it? Or are you going to use peanut butter? Or what after you slice it? So, yeah. Anyone want to jump in, please? I'm running out of things to talk about. About ready to shut it down if no one else is in here chatting with me. Because I'm just babbling. Babble, babble, babble. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. Another new job in today. I talked too much last night. How late did you guys stay streaming? What's up, Mr. Buttram? Yeah, you were blabbering last night there, Sean. It was funny. We all were. And then I just shut down. My body was like, screw this, I'm done. Time to go to bed. That's what I need to do is start selling prints, but I never leave my printers alone long enough to get decent prints out of them. The minute they print something good, I tear them down and rebuild or add or modify or change. I just like playing with the printers more than I actually like printing. I like rebuilding them. It's fun. This actually seems to be working okay now, so I got to do something else to it. It's not perfect. I got to figure out a couple of little things. I'm not really liking the reverse Bowden E-tube thing here and the PTF E-tube because it ends up rubbing against the... It only does it when it homes, but it rubs up against the lead screw. Which I was hoping it wouldn't do, which is why I did this little gizmo down here, which you probably can't see, but it's a little feeder tube for the filament holder, whatever. How do you know it prints well if it's not finished? What's up, Mike? Yeah. So life goes on, and then you print more stuff. So I guess I gotta find a way. I guess I gotta just print like a master spoolie thing. And what's up, Dan?
What's going
And
on, good sir? How we doing?
I don't know. I'm confused.
That works.
I guess I just gotta get to it and do it. And
I'm still trying to think of a way to help you with your dilemma here for spooling.
yeah, it's most of it is just I'm basically being lazy and don't want to deal with it because it's really not that difficult of a problem. It's like I can go out and get a couple of pieces of plywood and make some legs and stick it on there and just do it. But I don't want to go outside. What to spool it onto. I mean, I got spools, but I don't want to spool it onto spools because then it gets expensive to ship, and I'm not even sure how I'm going to pay for shipping now because I have no money, and I'm going to have to do a fundraiser for that.
Yeah, life sucks right now for pretty much everybody.
Yeah, I got additional issues, so not that it really matters because it is what it is, and I'll just deal with it as I always do.
Understood. Oh man, you never realize how blind you are till you take your eyes off. Holy hell.
Mm-hmm. That's the problem, is that I don't need these unless it's within like a foot of my face. So I'm constantly going.
Yeah, no, me, and the worst part is like I've got 4 screens right here that I'm staring at, so they're just throwing light at me. So it just like, like there's a face here, see, but it just.
Yeah. I don't need them to look at the screen because it's more than a foot away.
Yeah, no, if I take these off, everybody gets blurry. Everything gets blurry. I can't see nothing. So,
well, that might be an advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like blurry. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm just being lazy.
I understand. I was going to say the other way I thought of was like if you have like a set of corner cabinets in your kitchen or somewhere, you always just open up 2 of the cabinets, stick a broom or a piece of wood or something across the cabinets, and then just hang the spool.
I don't think I could do it with a broom. I think it would break. It's freaking heavy.
Oh, so I say like either a broom or
if I put this on a broom and I start trying to pull it off, I don't think it'll roll. It's freaking heavy.
It's pretty massive. See, I don't know. I see. Yeah, I was gonna say because you always see people with like hangers hanging those things above their printers and then running those big spools into their printer. So you think that little stepper motor is yanking on that stuff. So I wonder, maybe just make like a something with a bearing, like you were saying earlier, put like a set of bearings and then just have it spin on that. That might be easier. If you have an extra stepper, extruder and driver, stepper driver laying around, or stepper motor laying around, you could maybe make something and just have that run. You just have to sit there and tell it.
Then I gotta wire up a control board and all that crap.
Yeah, but
that's more of a pain in the butt to me than building a plywood stand. Plywood stand is my natural, thing.
Yeah. Well, my thought was then it's incentive for you to kind of get on them about sending you more, and then you can do this as a regular thing.
Have you not seen what I do to electronics when I wire them?
I recall.
I blow shit up.
I was gonna say you and ANET have a lot in common.
Well, it wasn't ANET. I mean, the ANET this is an ANET.
Yeah.
Or was at one time. There's literally like 4 pieces of extrusion left that are ANET.
Yeah.
Oh, the bed is still the original ANET, which is probably the first thing I should have gotten rid of because my God, that bed's a piece of crap.
Yeah, ANET was really never known for quality. They were known for ability, but that was it.
I'm hearing a lot of people are liking the new.
Yeah, the newer stuff. They finally got their. They kind of are getting their game together. They're newer, the E series, right?
Or I think it is. Basically, they're brand new. Just came out like last month. Ender
Yeah.
3. What the hell was that behind you? Oh, is that the cats playing? What do you got? A cat stare behind you?
No, it's the stairs that lead up to my. I got an upstairs there. They go up and down the stairs. They're crazy. Oh. Yeah, I got. Remember,
like a flash of white behind you. I was like, what the hell is that?
It's one of the boys. I got two boys that are, and they're pretty big sized cats too, and they're both all white. So the only way you can really tell them apart is if you look at their noses, and if you actually look at their faces, you can see because one of them's got like the flatter, wider face, the other one's got the longer, skinnier face. Yeah. But it's the middle of the damn night when you're laying there in bed sleeping, and one jumps up on the bed and it's like dark. I ain't got my glass. I'm like, which one are you? You know, it's like I got to grab his little head. And I'm staring at his nose. I'm like, all right, but
yeah, I probably will, Mr. Buttram. I was going to do 500 or 750s or something like that. I don't know. What do I get? 4 or 5, 5, 6 if I do 750. 5 pounds.
3D Jimmy says ANET got better. Now it just smolders.
No, it just smokes a little.
Yeah. No more flames, no more explosions.
I've heard people actually, I've read a couple of things where people are saying, I really, like ANET sent them these E4s, I guess the new one is.
Yeah, their new E series. Yeah.
I mean, they were like, we put it together as a joke and it's been running a month now and we're actually kind of impressed with it.
Oh, yeah.
Silent words and all that stuff. You got to talk because I got to take this.
That's fine. I'll say to me, I think it's kind of funny that most people when they do their impressions and such of printers, their first impressions are their oh, it's this, it's that, it's garbage. Oh, I can't. And then you give them 2 months down the road and then they're eating crow talking about how, oh, well, it really wasn't a bad printer after all. It's like, either maybe don't be so hard on it right out the gate so you don't have to eat crow and sound like a fool. Or the other option is maybe you just, if you hate it, you hate it. Then don't try to come back and say you were wrong. I don't know. Yes, if ANET wanted to survive, they needed to either figure out how to do it right or get out of the game. And since that was kind of their bread and butter. Oh, so how is everybody in chat? I'm tired. Did not sleep well last night with a house full of cats. They all night long decided they wanted to have pissing matches to see who was the bigger and badder cat. So it was thump, 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 stomp, stomp, hiss, growl all night long. 3D Jimmy, I will almost agree with that. The mods do help when it comes to a printer as long as you are installing the right mods. And as for the guy installing the mods, I agree there. If you don't know what you're doing, don't get into 3D printing if you don't have the patience for it.
Okay.
There he's back. I was just talking to 3D Jimmy, talking about how, like with 3D printing, I really think that too many people get into 3D printing and go straight into modding, and that does not help. If you don't understand your machine, you shouldn't be printing on it. First off, I mean it's one thing if you
depends on the person.
Yeah,
someone like me. I mean, the modding is more important to me than the printer. I enjoy screwing with the printer more than I actually like printing.
Yeah, you enjoy the tinkering. For me, I was saying, like, for me, I'm looking at it more like you get those guys who go on the forums on like the different printer manufacturers talking about how this thing's a piece of garbage and I did this and I did that and this doesn't work right and now this doesn't work and I bought this to fix this and I bought that to fix that.
Yeah, and they don't know what they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing. And it's like, first things first, understand your printer before you mod your printer. If you can't understand what it's supposed to do, how it works, then don't make changes.
I mean, when I first got this, it stayed stock for the first 6 months as much as I could. I mean, I did print new parts that were breaking immediately, but I printed the same part just in a better quality. I didn't mod it per se. I didn't start modding it for almost a year. And then I went freaking nuts.
Well, and that was like me with the enders. Like this one over here was the first one. And really, other than printed parts, I didn't change or do anything to it. I mean, I added the glass bed. That was it, because I didn't like the stock bed that came with the ender. It had that. Oh, this was the Pro, so it came with that little magnetic mat, which it wasn't bad. It worked okay, but everybody was telling me, if you have a warped bed, your best bet is to look into like glass or whatever. Yeah, the boys or whatever.
They crack me up. I like cats. Cats are cool.
Oh yeah. Well, in my house, there's never a dull moment.
Basically quiet and easy, and they're funny.
Yeah,
Dogs are cool too. I like them both, but I prefer cat. Anyway, it's what I was thinking about the other day. Everyone's making a big deal about the bear frames. This is basically a bear frame like 7 years ago. And now it's like a new big thing. That is basically a bear frame. I mean, the bear uses some 2040 instead of 2020 everywhere. That's 100% 2020 everywhere. But it's generally the same concept.
Yeah.
You don't really need the 2040. I've yet to have a problem with stiffness in that little thing. It is smaller.
Oh, yeah.
It's only a 200 cube.
Yeah, when you're talking... I would say, something that small 2020 extrusion is fine for something that small. When you start getting into like the bigger stuff, when you get guys who are trying to do like 300 print volumes and they're trying to do it on 2020 and they're trying to do like
it's fine too.
It's like
2020. Well, I do have 2020. I do have 2040.
But you also have it. That's a cube. I was going to say like the guys who are just doing like the single arm gantries like that. Yeah, behind you. If you're trying to print like 300 by 300 by whatever. The higher you get, the more you're going to want a little something extra because
this definitely should be the uprights should have been 2040, not 2020. Yeah. This is flimsy. I can shake that without a problem. Yeah. And it's still, I mean, I added some angle brackets to it and it stiffened it. It's a lot stiffer than it was.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I'm saying is I mean, like once you get to a certain point, you got to know like the flex, you know what I mean? You got to understand where it's going to start flexing. And as you get higher, you start putting the weight of the gantry on it as it goes up and you got your gantry moving back and forth. It's going to add, some movement into that. So you want to,
the actual 2020, 2040 is less important than the mounting surface. 2020, when you get up that long, only has that 20 millimeters of mounting surface. And that's your weak spot. It's not the actual 2020 flexing. It's the mounting area where if you go to a 2040, you now have 40 millimeters of mounting surface. Plus, if you put angle brackets out, you have another 20 millimeters of that angle bracket on either side. So it's more than from what I've discovered, the mounting surface area is more important than the actual thickness of the tube structurally. I mean, it does flex, don't get me wrong. But there's not that much weight moving around on this thing.
No.
Even with a direct drive, you're not throwing that much weight around. That a piece of 2020 can't handle it. To a point.
Yeah. Recording multiple cameras to simultaneously to a hard drive. For what purposes? I'm curious because I did do security camera installs and they were on it was all like network stuff, all Cat 6 going to an NVR, not a DVR. So I'm kind of curious as to, are we talking like security system or are we just talking about for printing purposes and just like
crap, stop bothering me. Crap,
it'll never happen.
I'm gonna have to go, I guess. Deal with the family crap.
All right, good sir.
I've been trying to avoid it all day, and I can't avoid it any longer. I had enough of it yesterday. Yeah,
All right, good sir. Well,
I'll give it another 10 minutes. We'll wait until 11. They can hold
okay.
that long.
That works.
They're just annoying the crap out of me, anyways. It's not like anything can be done.
Yeah.
There's advantages to having large families, and then there's some serious disadvantages.
Well,
I have a large family.
Yeah, I hear you. I came from a large blended family that got larger, and then I created a large blended family. So
yeah, well, I'm the youngest of 5 brothers. I'm the youngest of 5. I have 4 of them. Plus,
okay.
they all have. My oldest has like 6 kids because he's got 2 or 3 of his own, and then married into 2 or 3, and they got kids because I'm old. And my brothers are all older than I am, and they got kids and grandkids.
Well,
my oldest brother has grandkids that are teenagers. I mean, that's where I'm at. They're just calling constantly. I shut my phone off last night. I was just like, enough is enough.
When it comes to that, when it comes to the recording for later editing of instructional videos, that I do not have experience with. Sorry, that part I cannot help you with. I've not done any true video editing with multiple cameras. It's all been just record them, and if somebody stole something on one camera, you watch them go across all the cameras so they get out of view.
I've done some with multiple cameras, not any professional quality, but I just recorded each of them and then port them into whatever your video editor is.
And you just slice
them all individually.
Yeah.
And then import them into, I use Final Cut Pro.
Yeah. I was going to say, for the most part, I mean, yeah, I was going to say, for the most part, like any screen caps or anything like that you would do, I mean, really, you're only going to have one audio source. So as long as your audio source is synced up with your primary video, so that this way, as you're, doing your face-to-face and whatnot, as long as that's synced up, that's really the important part, because the other stuff, I mean, you're going to be kind of chopping that up and, placing that in here, placing it in there as you need to, as you kind of cut back and forth. So
yeah, recording for it once is you do it individually. Like each camera has to have its own recording, hard drive / SD card, whatever. I mean, most of them, if you're not doing hours and hours and hours, you can record onto it like a 32 or 64-bit, gig SD card within reach, depending on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to shoot in 4K, no. If you're just doing 720 or 1080p, an SD card will do a half an hour or so.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anyone says. It is. I mean, you got Tom Sandlander that has to do everything in 4K. I'm sorry, that's just a waste on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
Now, is it noticeable if you're really, really into it? Sure. Is it necessary for instructional videos? Absolutely not. It's just a waste of bandwidth.
Yeah, I mean, your screen caps and stuff like that, as long as it's viewable. I mean, 1080 is or like even 720 is.
Yeah, I was going to say, everyone's about making, StreamYard's making it 1080. I kind of prefer it at 720 because it streams better. It's less bandwidth. And it's plenty clear enough for us just hanging out BSing. You don't want to see this sharper.
No. 3 webcams and a real cam. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of.
The only thing I can think of is to have them all recording individually and then port them together later. I don't know how you'd pull it off, but
yeah, I mean, there's. I mean, if you're using like, what are you going to be using to kind of like put everything together? Using like OBS or something like that?
Well, I think Premiere will actually do all that for you. Like if you open Premiere instead of using it right away to edit, but use it to record.
Yeah.
I think it'll let you record all 4 cameras at once. I'm not positive. It won't be high quality because, 720 is tough to read text.
Yeah.
1080 is okay. That is one area that if you're going to do a lot of like screenshots with text or code on it, you got to have at least 1080. That's the one area you do have to have the higher res. I'm pretty sure Premiere will let you direct record them, but it's going to be based on your computer and your motherboard and its ports, and because the hard drive just isn't going to be able to take it all in at once.
Yeah, I say that I'm not sure on, but yeah, I mean,
but I don't do enough of it to know for sure.
Yeah.
I gotta go to the store and get some half and half. Just don't want to go to the store.
Again, I found that over the years I've acquired a taste for coffee black. So
I could drink coffee black. Like if I add sugar, I gotta have cream. If I add cream, I gotta have sugar. I can drink it pure black, but it's just kind of bitter, and it's not pleasant. It's not unpleasant. It's just my morning coffee needs to have cream and sugar.
Yeah. Me, it was
that's what gets me up and moving.
Yeah, for me it was many years of Bailey's. But no, it was
stand Bailey's. That stuff is nasty.
It was many years of being in high school, and what we would do in the evenings on the weekends and over the summers was it'd be about 11 o'clock at night. We'd all hit up the truck stop and we'd kind of take over. And this was back in the good old days when you could sit at your table and smoke in the truck stop and nobody gave a rat's ass. And it's the only place we could go as teenagers and not have to worry about our parents coming, because first off, it's 11, 12 o'clock at night and they hanging out normally. So we'd all just go sit at the truck stops and
we did the same thing. Rest areas.
Pack of smokes, go through a pack of smokes in a night. And, again, you're talking like 60 cents for a cup of coffee, free refills all night long. So, shit, you go in and you buy you go in and get
whiskey. No, it doesn't.
Yeah. But no, I mean, heck, we'd go in and get like a 60-cent cup of coffee and just drink pot after pot after pot all night long and still leave $5 on the table when we'd leave, and that's how it was back in the high school days.
Yeah, there you go. Pinnacle Studio. I forgot all about them. And it's halfway decent. I actually looked into that before I got Final Cut Pro, and the only reason I got Final Cut Pro is because I'm on the Mac, and it's just Mac, and it was cheap. I got it for like $200 because they had like $100 off sale, and it's just easy. I don't think it's any better. Honestly, iMovie on the Macs works just fine for most cases, but yeah, I think Pinnacle Studio Pro. Now Joe says that he'd know more. Talk to Joe. Mike, talk to Joe. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go deal with people.
All right, good sir. Well, you have fun dealing with family and the family issues. Hopefully, everything works out for you.
Conning my aunt and taking my mother, so I don't have to go.
Well, hopefully that works out.
My poor aunt. She's like me and can't. You don't know my mother, but my mother is
blabbermouth, chatty Cathy, as I like to say.
Like I am too, to a point, but she just like she'll be in the middle of a sentence and do like a tangent on a completely different subject for no apparent reason, just because she saw something out of the corner of her eye.
You gotta get her some Adderall. She got ADD. I'm a firm believer in Adderall fixes the ADD, since I'm on Adderall, and off Adderall, my family can't stand me.
But my aunt's very much like me and likes quiet and noise level low, and my mother's very loud. For one, she's half deaf now, and she was always loud in the first place. This isn't old lady stuff. This is my mother's been this way her whole life. I mean, I remember my grandmother telling her to shut up.
Yeah. I was going to say, I get that all the time, and I tend to, when I talk, I tend to get excited or...
everybody does.
Yeah, it's but my problem is like I'll get going, I'll get excited, and I'll get loud, and my wife will come downstairs. And there's been a couple times we've been on stream, and she'll come downstairs and she'll kind of like tap me on the back, and that's why like I mute the mic and I look at her, and she's like, "You need to keep it down. You're getting kind of loud." She's like, "Kids,
I do too. Everybody does."
Oh yeah, she's like, the kids didn't want to say anything to you, you know, so they sent me down here to talk to you. So because like my dining room is where I'm at, and I'm in one corner of the dining room, and then just on the other side of this wall there's a double door that's wide open, and it's my living room. So the kids will be sitting, and I'm talking in their direction, so it carries.
Yep. Anyway, I gotta kill it.
All right,
have a great day. I might actually restart another one later if I can get her out of here. One thing after another. Yeah, it's life. All right, have a good day, guys. See you. Bye. End broadcast.